your appearance. I'm Judge Shannon Holmes, and I'm the presiding judge for today. Let's start with our appearances. Mr. Reed.
Yes, good morning, Judge. Jesse Reed, Drug Court Defense Attorney, P23863.
Uh-oh, Mr. Reed, you don't have good reception. All right.
Yeah, he's breaking up, Judge. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm letting him know he does not have good reception. I'll continue with the other appearances. Mr. Griffin.
Morning, Your Honor. Brian Griffin, Drug Court Case Manager on behalf of the Sobriety Court.
All right, thank you, and a good morning again. And then Mr. Morgan, why don't you go ahead and put your appearance on the record as well?
Good morning, Judge Lamont Morgan, Special Court Coordinator. Thank you for having me today, Judge.
All right, wonderful. And your picture just disappeared, Mr. Morgan.
All right.
All right. Mr. Reed, are you with us?
Judge, can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can see you, but you're breaking up really badly.
Let me zoom out and come back in. I'm gonna disconnect and come back in.
Wonderful. All right. Also, good morning to the staff that's working on this morning. Good morning, Ms. Drew in the courtroom. And I'm not certain if the officer's there. If so, good morning to you. And then Ms. Peterson, thank you for joining us this morning and serving as our court reporter. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. And then we are going to have Mr. Reed come back during that time. Who's presenting and who's up first?
Your Honor, I'm presenting both cases. Ms. Latasha Bennett will be first.
Ms. Bennett
Judge,
will
we
be
have
first.
a visitor. I'm sorry, Judge. We have a visitor in the courtroom. I don't quite know who that is. Okay.
She went out. All right.
Judge, could we have Mr. Griffin speaking to the microphone some kind of way? He sounds muffled to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Let's see if we have Mr. Reed with us yet. Mr. Reed. All right. Somebody may want to reach out to him, let him know he still does not have connectivity. But Mr. Griffin, I'm going to have you because you're presenting information that's already been presented to Mr. Reed. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Wonderful. So I need a case number for Ms. Bennett. And if you could read that into the record for me, Mr. Griffin.
Okay, Your Honor, this is case 20GC01282.
I have 20GC01282. Is that correct, Mr. Griffin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wonderful. And what is the charge?
Your Honor, the charge is OWI.
Operating while impaired. All right. Thank you. And then this is a transfer case. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, it's a transfer case from Garden City 21st District Court. The presiding judge there was Richard Hammer, Jr., Hammer, Jr.
Wonderful. And you said Garden City is which district court, Mr. Griffin?
21st.
All right. Very good. And so, Mr. Reed, are you with us?
I'm here. I'm still breaking up. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we cannot see you. Can you hear us? Mr. Reed? We can't hear you now. You're breaking up really badly. All right, Mr. Griffin, I'm gonna have you just present facts with respect to Ms. Bennett. And then when Mr. Reed comes back, I'll give him the opportunity to weigh in, but you can go ahead and present Ms. Bennett. First, Ms. Bennett, let me have you state your name for the record.
Latasha Bennett.
Good morning to you, Ms. Bennett.
Good morning to you as well.
All right, and you understand that you are in our virtual courtroom on this morning and that we are streaming live,
Yes, ma'am.
and you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. With that, Mr. Griffin, you may proceed.
Okay, Your Honor, this is Latasha Bennett. Ms. Bennett is 43 years old. She resides in Detroit. She has no children. She's employed as a home caregiver. She's been employed doing this.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Mr. Griffin.
Same here.
Let me get this mask on.
Is the microphone on?
Is this on?
Oh,
I don't even know if the microphones are on.
Wait a minute, let me see. Did it come? Did it come on?
The red light's not on.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
so you have to tap the microphone and it'll turn green. I think.
It's not coming on though, hold on, I gotta find. It's not coming on.
Oh,
There it is, tap it. It should turn green.
Can you hear me now?
No, it should turn green, the microphone, to let you know it's on.
It's not turning red.
It's
Hello?
not, I can't.
It should turn green.
Let me go
Green.
upstairs.
Okay.
hello?
Mr. Reed, good morning to you. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. That's much better. Place your appearance on the record.
For the record, Jesse Reed, Drug Court Defense Attorney P 23863. Judge, I'd like a motion, continuing motion, that my appearance be for all my clients today. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, Mr. Reed. Good morning. Your motion is granted. Glad you're with us. All right. And so, Mr. Griffin, let's try it again. Maybe you'll have to just use your outside voice. I don't
Speak
know.
loud. Speak loud.
Okay. Can y'all hear me at all?
We can hear you
sound
now,
far
yes.
away.
Okay, but let me just talk, because I was trying to talk to the microphone. Let me talk.
Yeah,
directly.
that's not working.
Yeah, you got,
Okay. Okay, Judge, this is Latasha Bennett.
And I'm sorry, but Mr. Griffin, 1 second. I'm going to mute everybody because I need to not have the outside noise. Miss Bennett, I'm going to mute you as well. I'll unmute you when I'm ready for you, okay? All right, very good. All right, Mr. Griffin, let's do it.
Okay, Your Honor, this is Latasha Bennett. Ms. Bennett is a transfer case from Garden City. She's 43 years old. She reports to have no children. She currently resides in Detroit. She's currently employed as a home caregiver. This is her second drunk driving case. She's a single female, reporting never being married. She's also a graduate of Northwestern High School in 1995. She reported overall health as good, no mental health problems. Her license is currently invalid, suspended, so this is her second drunk driving case, so she would probably have to come to us to get a license. I did have Ms. Drew run her. She does have some outstanding warrants here at 36th District Court that maybe at a later date, or well, they probably need to be looked at or whatever. So Ms. Drew did, I think, send those over to you and Mr. Reed. No military history.
And what's the drug of choice?
The drug of choice of alcohol. She did report some marijuana use. She said she hasn't used any drugs since being sentenced in November the 10th of this year. She is currently drug testing, Your Honor. She has been drug tested twice a week. Her first age of using drugs was at the age of 20. The first age of using alcohol was at the age of 30. And I have had a lot of conversation with Ms. Bennett. She said that she does want to do the program, that she does need help. Like I said, once again, this is her second drunk driving case. In order for her to get her license and things like that, she had to come to us. So I did go over all the details of the program with her. So I was instructed to have her the drug test first now, and then when she the contract is signed, I get her.
Ms. Drew, I'm sorry, Mr. Griffin, Ms. Drew, you're gonna have to move the microphone away from the keyboard because your typing is coming across louder than Mr. Griffin.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Mr. Griffin, you're gonna have to go back a little bit because we lost you.
Okay, okay. And, Your Honor, like I said, I did have a conversation with, Ms. Bennett. So I explained the, program early with her. She does think, she can complete the program. So I recommend her as a candidate to come into the drug treatment court program, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Griffin, a few questions for you. What assessments has Miss Bennett undergone at 36th District or otherwise?
At her sentencing court, she did do, the needs assessment, Your Honor.
And what was her need?
Um, The defendant is classified as a category 4 alcohol and category 3 drug user on the needs assessment. Defendant
So what-
overall score of-
Can't hear you, Mr. Griffin.
Okay. I said the defendant is classified as a category 4 for alcohol and a category 3 for drug use on the needs assessment.
Okay, and so
there's an
tell me what that
indication
means.
There's an indication of possible substance abuse issues, Your Honor.
So did she come back? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Your Honor.
No, so is she high risk, high needs?
Their report is a little different from ours, so it's not clearly stated as a high risk or high needs.
So what does a 4 represent? What does 4 represent in their report? Does it say?
Judge, if I may, what type of screening tool was that, Mr. Griffin, that they used? The name of it?
Test instrument, the needs assessment.
So if it's consistent with ours, Your Honor, it's the scoring is based upon 0 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. So if she tested out as a 4, she's right in that high risk area.
Okay.
Now, when she completes her needs plus with us, hopefully we can get a more accurate reading and it spits out the level high or high risk, high need.
All right. And then also, once she is assessed as a part of her treatment plan, we need to know what her risk level is based on the professional's assessment. Okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, give me a second to make a note that I need those things. All right, wonderful. Anything else, Mr. Griffin, that I need to know about Ms. Bennett?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Reed, what do you want to tell me about your client?
Yes, thank you. Good morning again, Judge. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I did talk to Ms. Bennett. We talked about goals and purposes. We talked about many of the requirements. We talked about drug testing, a minimum of 2 times a week. We talked about counseling. We talked about NAA meetings. I advised her not to get overwhelmed. At this point, we're doing things at 3 levels. The contract, back of the contract. I explained that the program could last anywhere from 12 to 24 months. No drugs, no alcohol, no prescription narcotics. If she had to have painkillers, she had to have non-narcotics. Can you hear us?
No, you're breaking up really
Can you hear me?
badly. Now I can, but before what you were saying, you were breaking up. All right. So, Ms. Bennett, I'm going to have you unmute yourself. All
Can you
right.
hear me?
I I can hear you, Ms. Bennett. So, Ms. Bennett, you've had the opportunity to speak with your attorney, Mr. Reed, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Reed took some time to explain to you about what it means to come into specialty court, specifically our drug treatment court program?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Did he explain to you that while you are with us, that you do not have the ability to do any type of drugs, including marijuana, that's legal, alcohol, legal, that you could not take a narcotic, even if it was prescribed by a doctor? You have to let your doctor know that you're in drug treatment court so they can prescribe a non-narcotic to you. Did he explain that to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, he explained to you that there are some things that you must do starting today when you enter the program. Did he explain that?
Yes.
All right, very good. That he also stressed to you that even though there are a lot of requirements that you must meet in this program, that you're not expected to do them all up front, that you'll be assigned a case manager and we'll spend time with you and walk you through to make sure that you're in compliance with the program. Did he take the time to tell you about that as well?
Yes, he did.
Wonderful. Did he also tell you that at any time, I am at liberty to change the terms and conditions of your drug treatment court contract based on needs and your progress and all of those things? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, wonderful. Tell me, why do you want to do drug treatment court?
Because this is my second time having to drinking and driving, and I don't want to go out here and hurt somebody or hurt myself. You know, I don't want none of that to happen. So I think this program can help me.
And do you understand, Miss Bennett, that you have an issue with alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How often were you drinking?
It was not, enough. It was more about getting behind the wheel doing it.
Okay, so you drink to the point that you're unable to make good decisions when you drink. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And certainly in this program, we can help you with that. Not only with respect to alcohol intake, but also you'll learn some things about what alcohol does to the body, to the brain, to your thought process, to your decision-making process. And all of those things will help you to hopefully get your life back on track.
That's what I need.
Yes, ma'am. What is it that you like to do, Miss Bennett? What do you do for free time?
Play cards, play dominoes.
Okay. So you
On
like to
my
play
free
cards?
time with family, but I'm usually working.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your home health care giver position.
I go to different clients' house and I help them like 3 to 4 hours a day.
Okay.
Right now, I'm not taking any new clients because of the corona, so I'm not afraid to be going to everybody's house like that right now. So I
Okay.
right now, I just have a full week, one client every day.
Okay. All right. Very good. And you enjoy the work that you do?
I enjoy it.
Good. Very good. We need health caregivers who enjoy their work. So thank
I've
you.
been doing it since I was 18.
Wonderful. You've been doing it a long time. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Who's in your corner to support you and your family, Miss Bennett?
My sisters, my aunt, my mom and dad has passed.
Okay. All
So I
right. How long ago did your mom and dad pass?
My dad passed in 2011 and my mom passed in 97.
Okay. All right. Do you think that that contributes to some of your decision to drink and then ultimately leads to bad decisions?
Sometimes.
All right. Thank you
Not
for your
usually.
honesty. One of the big things in drug treatment court is that we really operate on an honor system. I can't help you if I don't know what's going on, if I don't know how to help you, right? Case
Mm-hmm.
manager can't help you if he or she doesn't know how to help you. And so when you share things with us, that helps us to make sure we've got you on the right track, that you
Okay.
shouldn't be being punished for something that you need help with, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm going to always want to help you more than punish you. That doesn't mean there won't be times that you have to deal with the consequences of your choices. However, my overall goal is to help you at all times. So thank you for that honesty. While you're with us, I would like you to get some grief counseling. And Mr. Griffin, let's make sure that that's added to the contract, that some grief counseling, okay? And as a matter of fact, Mr. Griffin, instead of starting off with her meetings in phase one, I want to start off with that grief, her therapy to include grief counseling. Okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
Because she's indicated that that's one of the sources that may be causing her to drink and then make bad decisions. Okay? So I want to start right there, right fresh out the gate. Let's do it. Let's do
Okay,
it.
Your Honor.
All right, very good. And so, Ms. Bennett, you want to do the program, you understand the work that goes with the program. I would love to have you in the program and work with you. We're in some unusual times, but in problem solving court, we don't allow that to stop us. And so in the program, you're going to be expected to test a minimum of 2 times per week, random, starting now. You'll have
I've
to,
already been testing.
all right, and you've had some good results.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I need you to have some good results. I know it's the holidays and it's tough, but I need you to have some good results. Very good. I'm glad to hear it. Very glad to hear it. I also expect you starting today to get into your outpatient treatment. Mr. Griffin, there should be an assessment, and that will determine the level of care that she needs, I'm certain. And so it sounds like it'll be outpatient treatment. Is that correct, Mr. Griffin?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I want outpatient treatment with grief counseling. And so let's get that set up right now, because people are, I know that there are therapists that are doing telehealth. Some have where you can come in, but either way, I need you to be in therapy, okay?
Okay.
That is critical to your success in the program. If we don't know what causes you, the root cause of, or explore even what may be the root cause of how you got to me, then we're not helping you, right? We just gonna
Yes.
keep you sober for so many months, and then you'll leave us the same way you came, basically. I want you to be better, and the only way we can get you better overall is to address what may have gotten you here. Okay,
Yes.
fair enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so therapy is not optional, it is essential, it is required, and it is critical with respect to your success in this program. All right, and so with that, Ms. Bennett, do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, do I have your commitment to work the program?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Griffin, who will this be assigned to? Do you know?
Most likely me, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Griffin, you indicated earlier that there were some outstanding warrants at 36th District Court. I need to know about that. How many cases are we talking about? Are they cases that I need to know what the charges are? And then should we be talking with the prosecutor today about how we handle those? I don't know.
I don't.
Do you
Your
think you
Honor,
have some outstanding warrants, Miss Bennett?
Oh no, I know I don't.
Okay,
I think they didn't take it off because I took care of all that. That's before I got my license back. I had to take care of all of that.
so you have a license right now?
Well, but since this situation, they the Secretary of State took them. But when I got stopped in 2014, I didn't have them. So I got my life together and got everything right, the tickets and everything. I didn't owe anybody anything.
Okay,
I didn't have a warrant or anything.
all right. Mr. Griffin, tell me about what's going on at 36th District.
Your Honor, Ms. Drew ran her name. She has a ticket from 2016, driving while license, not valid or improper license. It's a warrant status before Judge Larry Williams.
Before who?
Judge Larry Williams, Your Honor.
Okay, give me that case number, please.
SP 7918741.
And you said it's for,
Driving while license not valid or improper license.
all right. And so what other case does she have outstanding at 36?
Your Honor, case number SX 202-73681. And that's also Judge Larry Williams. And it's also for driver license not valid or improper license, and it's from 2015.
Okay, any others?
And the last one, Your Honor, is case 14058-16601. And it's also before Judge Larry Williams. And it's driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied, and it's from 2014.
All right. So you've got some outstanding things at 36 District Court, Ms. Bennett. And we've got to get all of those matters taken care of. They are in warrant status at this time, Mr. Griffin?
Yes, Your Honor.
How was I able to?
I can't account for what the Secretary of State does because that they are the only ones that can determine whether or not to give you a license, okay? And so if they looked at something, I don't know what they looked at, and they decided to give you a license, that has nothing to do with what goes on at our court.
No, I understand that, but when I had to make sure before I went and got my license, I had to go everywhere to pay clearances and everything, and I went down and they said I didn't owe anything. So I'm just kind of confused myself, that's all.
I got it, but my clerk is looking in the system. You probably spoke with the cashier, but my clerk is looking in the system, and you have these in the system, and you don't want those out there, right? Because if you get stopped or, anything happen, you may go to jail, right? And we don't want that to happen to you, okay? So you've got to get those taken care of. The wonderful thing is that you are in problem-solving court. And so while you're in problem-solving court, we're going to work with you to get those things resolved, okay?
Yes.
All right. I don't want you to get frustrated because you know that people make mistakes. I don't know who told you you didn't have anything, but at all times, we've had people who should not have a license, and the Secretary of State has given them a license, and our records show they shouldn't have it. It happens. I'm not responsible for what the Secretary of State does, okay?
Mhm.
So let's get your stuff cleared up at 36, okay?
Mhm.
No, you can't answer
Yes.
me. No.
Yes.
Not that I'm gonna be helping you. Now come on, Miss Bennett, I need you to come back to the light. I see you a little bit frustrated, but we're trying to help you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do, Ms. Drew. I would like for you to take those 3 cases that are with Judge Williams.
Yes.
And I'm gonna since Ms. Bennett did appear on today, I am going to set aside the warrants on those cases. I need you to send all 3 of those cases to Mr. Reed, the attorney.
Yes.
And then Mr. Reed, I'd like you to reach out to the prosecutor and let's see what we can do on those, including having, whatever deal. I can't make them make a deal, of course, but seeing if she can get some added to her drug treatment court contract, which means that when she successfully completes this program, those matters would be dismissed. So you may be in better shape.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Bennett, did you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because in drug treatment court, if it's a dismissible offense, when you successfully complete the program, your matters can be dismissed. That's at the discretion of the prosecutor, okay? I can't tell the prosecutor what to do, but I can certainly let them know when you're doing well, when you're following the mandates of the program, when you have a good attitude, and all of those wonderful things. And they really work with us, okay?
Okay.
Work with the defendant and a defense attorney. So how does that sound?
Sounds great.
That sounds better. See,
Yes.
our hope is not lost. We try to work it out. We try to work it out. The important thing is I don't want you out there with warrants, okay?
Yes.
I just don't. It's never a good time to go to jail. All right. And so, Ms. Drew, once you have set aside the the warrants, taking her out of warrant status, put her on my docket. Mr. Griffin, where did Mr. Griffin?
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Griffin, are you going to see Ms. Bennett in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm gonna start the normal process of the caseworker. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. So this is what I'd like you to do, Ms. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
What does 2 weeks take us to? Today is the 14th. That'll take us to the 28th. Right? All right. So I'm not going to take us to the 28th. I want to take us to next week, Monday, Mr. Griffin. That would be the 21st of December. Let's put Ms. Bennett on my docket for the 21st of December.
Okay.
At 9:00 a.m. Okay, and so, and then that way, Mr. Morgan, I know Mr. Reed is having some technical difficulties. I need them to have worked out something with the prosecutor so that we can go on the record and get Ms. Bennett squared away before the year closes out, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
you hear me?
Judge. Understood.
All right, so we'll do 9:00 and I'll put to clear up outstanding 36 district court matters. And someone needs to communicate that to Mr. Reed as well, because he's having some technical difficulties on this morning. All right.
Sure will, Judge.
Wonderful. So Ms. Bennett, we already working for you, Ms. Bennett. I don't know if you missed it. We already working for you. You got all frustrated with me, but we working for you.
I'm sorry, Judge.
It's okay. It happens. It happens. I know this can be overwhelming, but just always know we're on your team and we want to see you thrive. We want to see you win. Okay.
Thank you.
All of us working together for you to do that.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Very good. And so I have your commitment to work the program.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Mr. Griffin, we have already talked about assessments for Ms. Bennett. And so my question for you is, have you taken the time to determine whether or not Ms. Bennett is, or if she's ever been, a violent offender, or if she is a substantial risk to the public?
Your Honor, she is not a per lien and record check. She is not a violent offender, and she's not a threat to a community at this time.
All right, wonderful. And so Ms. Bennett has already told me that she went through everything with her attorney. Mr. Reed, if you can hear me, did you determine that your client is eligible to participate in drug treatment court pursuant to Michigan law?
Yes, Judge, she is eligible to participate pursuant to Michigan law. I hope you can hear me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Reed. All right, Ms. Bennett, you are in great shape. I'm going to see you next week, Monday at 9:00 a.m. Mr. Griffin, I'm certain will circle back to you sometime today to give you instructions about getting into your outpatient treatment along with grief counseling and her testing. I'm holding off on the 12-step meetings right now. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All right. All right. Wonderful. Nice to meet you. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
All right. I am ready on the next intake, which is Michael Lamar. Good morning, Mr. Lamar.
How do I get out?
I'm going to remove you. Okay.
Okay.
He's like, how do I get out of here? I'm done with these.
Relax.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Lamar. How are you this morning?
I'm good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I am doing very well. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your patience this morning. Mr. Griffin, I'm sorry, Mr. Griffin, I didn't ask for the terms on Ms. Bennett's, the length of time on her drug treatment court contract.
24 months, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Thank you. All right, Mr. Griffin, if you could do the case numbers for Mr. Lamar. I am ready when you are.
Let me find it. Okay, Your Honor, this is Michael Dwayne Lamar, case number Z867021.
And he's charged with?
OWVI, which is a plea agreement, if he completes, it's a reduced charge that he has to complete drug court treatment.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, Mr. Griffin. I'm sorry, Mr. Lamar, let me have you state your name.
Michael Lamar, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Griffin. And Mr. Reed is in the courtroom. Mr. Reed, can you hear us?
Yes, Judge, I can hear you. I hope you can hear me. I don't know.
You're breaking up in and out, but it's okay. It's Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin is going to proceed first. All right, Mr. Griffin, go right ahead.
Okay, Your Honor, this is Michael Lamar. Mr. Lamar was a transfer from Judge Langston. He's a 39-year-old single male. He claims paternity to one 19-year-old daughter that's currently in the military. He's employed full-time as a consumer engineer. He's been employed there for 4 years, earning $22 per hour. His driver's license is currently suspended. It's got a suspension on it until September 2021. This is his first conviction, but he did have other alcohol arrests that were dismissed. This case did result in a plea agreement that Mr. Lamar spent the first 45 days in jail. So he was released on December the 7th. And immediately when he was released, he did contact me. And so we went over everything. So I immediately got him to start drug testing until we can got him to here today. He do report some college. He said he's currently, he wants to finish. He has an associate of applied science and engineering. And he hopes to go back and receive his bachelor's in engineering.
Okay.
He's a graduate from Northern High School. He reports that his overall mental and physical health is good. Drug of choice is alcohol. First started using alcohol at the age of 22. He says last use of alcohol was in September of this year. He also reported some early use of marijuana, but he said he hasn't used marijuana in a year, so he don't feel like he has a problem with any marijuana.
Okay.
Other than that, I have had conversations since he's been released. I also had a conversation with his mom. He seemed like a very pleasant young man. He understands that he does need the help. He does want to complete the program. It was an accident involved in this offense. Other circumstances. So he knows what he has at stake, but just from talking to him a couple of times and his readiness of ready to do everything, I think he's a great candidate for the program, Your Honor.
All right, very good, thank you. And so, Mr. Reed, if you're able to hear me, is there anything you'd like me to know about your client?
Judge, I did talk to him about the contract. He wants to participate. He's a good young man.
No, Mr. Reed, we're gonna have to do it my way. All right, Mr. Lamar, let's do it. I'm glad that you're here and that you're with us. Do you want to do drug treatment court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, this has been a humbling experience for me. Understanding that drinking and driving is one of the worst things you can do, and it's really easy to get into. In my particular case is why the penalty is so harsh in the first place. I understand that. And I want to get all the get all the information that I need to just try to stay sober and not to let this happen again. And I just want to work the program, not try to let it work me. And this to make sure that this never happen again. You know, like I said, this was a humbling experience, and I just want to, and I'm thankful to be here. I hate that it took something like this, but I'm just ready to surrender myself to sobriety and continue sobriety and just work, being a better person.
So do you believe that you have a problem with alcohol?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, tell me a little bit of what that looked like prior to this accident.
Well, I'm not an everyday drinker. Like I drink, just there's this, what I guess what I want to say is when I started drinking, it's hard for me to stop.
Okay.
Like I said, I know drinking and driving is wrong. So when I'm drinking, I make bad decisions, and that would lead me up into this point right now. Uh, so obviously I can't handle drinking at all. So I want to completely stop. You know what I'm saying? I just want to try to see what a program does to help me along with my sobriety.
All right. And so I'm glad to hear you say, because most of the time it's ingrained in us, and people with problems with alcohol, they drink every day, right? We've kind of been taught that as kids. We all had that person in our family, or that person on the block, or that person when we went to the store that we knew was out there drinking every day. But I'm glad to hear you acknowledge that a problem with alcohol does not mean that you're drinking every day. It could just mean that when I pick up, whether it's once a month, twice a month, once a year, I don't know how to put it down.
Right.
And then I drink to the point where I impair my ability to make good decisions. I can no longer think like I would think when I'm not under the influence of alcohol. And so I'm glad that you have realized that very early on, because a lot of people come to us and they're like, I don't have a problem. Nope, I don't drink every day. I go to work every day. And so I'm glad that you already have that insight, which means that we will be able to help you, and you will be able to help yourself. And then working together, we're going to really all be able to get you to where I think you want to be. How does that sound to you?
Great. Best news I heard all year.
Yes. All right. Very good. Tell me a little bit about your family structure. You have a daughter who's in the military.
Yeah, that's
All
correct.
right. Very good. Good relationship with your daughter.
Oh yes, that's perfectly out. Yeah, definitely great
Wonderful.
relationship.
Very good. I want you to let her know that we appreciate the fact that she is serving our country. I also oversee the Veterans Treatment Court, where we
Mhm.
help veterans. And so we are always so appreciative of anyone who puts on the uniform for us, because that's in essence what they do. So you make sure you communicate that
I
to
sure
her,
will.
and let her know that means we're going to work extra hard on her daddy to make sure he gets everything that he needs while he's with us, right?
Correct.
All right. Who's your support system? Who's in your corner
Um,
working for you?
like I said, my daughter, she's in there. My mom, she's recently moved in with me, so she's definitely there. Um, this is my immediate family. My father passed. So this really them two really is my support right now.
All
So that's all I
right.
need, at
Okay.
this moment.
And you are fortunate to have that support. You
Yeah,
certainly are. You certainly are. So by all means, use it, because it's not always easy in this program. It's an extended amount of time. And so you're going to need somebody that's going to cheer you on when you can't get to us, right? We're
right,
going to
correct.
all be in your corner cheering for you and encouraging you and equipping you and empowering you to do your very best. But it's always good to have that person who, when we can't be there, they can still be there to nudge you until you get to
Mm,
us, right?
right, right.
And so I'm glad to hear you have a support system. I want to know a little bit about the accident. There was a person involved in an accident.
Yes, there was. I really hate talking about it, but yeah, there was some people involved with it and involved in the accident.
Okay, did somebody
Um,
get hurt?
yes, someone got hurt. It actually made the news a little bit. Got a little media attention. I was just thankful everyone was alive. I just can't stress that enough. That was, like I said, the most scariest moment of my life. I haven't not a day I don't think about that day. So, and uh, this is really hitting me. I've been counseling with it. Just is one of them tough things that just it's really hard to talk about sometimes, John. I'm just glad I would spend the rest of my life in jail before I kill somebody. It was bad. It was bad.
And you understand that that's what drinking and driving will lead to, right?
Yeah, firsthand
And you
experience. Go ahead.
understand that most of the time, when people get caught, it's not the first time that they have drank and been behind the wheel of a car, right?
Yes, first understand that.
And
Yeah,
so you understand that you're one of the fortunate ones.
yes, I definitely understand. Yes, I don't, looking at the aftermath of it, I'm lucky to be alive. So,
There you go. And so that's always a reminder that I just want to make sure that you're aware of for every person that comes through this program. And I know you spent your first 45 days in jail, and there are a number of people who have come through the program and they have to start off in jail. But for every person that gets to come out and still go to work, still go to court, still go to the grocery store, still wake up every morning, sit down at their kitchen or dining room table and eat breakfast. You are one of the fortunate ones, because what you're going to learn in this program is that there's so many others who didn't make it. They're at the morgue, they're burnt up, or their lives are forever changed. And so I say that to you because when you say you're one of the lucky, I don't really use the word lucky, but you are certainly one of the fortunate ones. So make it
yeah,
count.
yeah, that's the reason. That's the main reason. Exactly, Anna. You head on there with that one. Yeah, I'm gonna make it count. So,
Make it
and
count.
lost, and for health reason, like I'm one of the, well, there's no males in my family have made it past 60 because of the alcohol drinking. So that's another thing I want to stop too. So,
So tell me, how many males, anybody close to you?
just buried one yesterday, a couple of days ago. He was really close to me. Um, my father, he's very, yeah, pretty much. I have one uncle left on my daddy's side. So, well, no, I only have one uncle left. No, two uncles left. I'm sorry, I got out of 10, I believe. So right now, so,
And they
yeah.
all died from alcohol-related illnesses?
Uh, I can't say all of them, but the majority of them have.
And what about your father?
Yeah, alcohol related.
All right. So you know, Mr. Lamar, you are in the fight of your life.
Yeah.
You're about to challenge history, statistics, and everything else that you have seen as it relates to alcohol.
Correct. Yes.
And guess what? You can do it.
Oh yes, I've never been more motivated in my life, Your Honor.
You can do it. You don't have
Yeah.
to die from alcoholism or alcohol-related diseases because, and when you think about it, we deal with all drugs, but I think the highest death rate is alcohol-related.
Oh yes, yes. Like I was talking like we go to AA. Like it's the easiest thing to get to. Like there's a liquor store in every corner, bars, casinos. It's so easy to get into the trouble. You know what I'm saying, with that alcohol. So it's definitely be mindful of that as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of the easy things to do. So
and it's legal, right?
yeah, yeah,
And you can
that's
get it
another topic.
expensive or cheap. So money don't even matter, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be a fight, but you can do it. We're
Oh
going to
yeah,
you with everything you need to win.
yeah. I see. I never been more motivated in my life. So it seems right now it's everything that I'm looking at the list Mr. Reed gave me. Like I'm waiting to get started. So like,
Yeah.
I'm started on the top 3 with the drug testing. I got the AA going, and I have the treatment going right now. So I'm loving all of it right now. So
All
there's
right.
no burden.
Are you in outpatient treatment?
Yes, behavior. Henry Ford.
Henry Ford Behavioral Center?
Yeah, with
And how's,
Mr. Counseling.
I'm
Oh, he's fine. And one-on-one counseling. Yeah.
okay, I'm just making a note real quick.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean it. Yeah, let's stop.
No, you're good. I just didn't want you to think I was not paying attention to you. You
No.
have my attention. I just was having a senior moment, and so I needed to write it down before I forgot it. I try to store it all and then write it later. All right, very good. And so you'll need to sign some releases. We're not going to find out what you're talking about with your counselor, but we need to be able to get a treatment plan to find
sure.
out, and we need to make sure that we're able to check in with them to make sure you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, and Mr. Griffin will take you through all of that when he finishes up your orientation or your acceptance into the program, okay?
Oh yes, yes. Mr. Griffin really helpful. Yeah. He's excellent at what he do so far.
All right, wonderful. Yes, he is. Yes, and you're going to be surrounded by a team of everybody on deck working for you to help you, okay?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Consumer engineer, what do you do for consumer engineer?
I work for National Cash Registers. I deal with money transfers,
Oh, wait a minute. You work for whom? National?
cash register, NCR for short.
All right. And you are a consumer engineer?
Yep, network engineer too as well.
All right. Very good. And so how long have you been with them?
Going on 5 years now.
Very good. Some solid work history.
Yes, I just got a promotion with it. That's the reason that led up to this incident. So yeah, I did get a promotion with it as well with the network. So
All right. Very good. Okay. So we want to make sure we're doing everything we can do to work with you, with your job, so that you can continue to do everything you need to do there. But you've got to make it work. You've got to make your sobriety the priority, okay?
no question, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Do you have some questions for me?
Mr. Reed kind of filled me in on some other things. Not at all, not right now. Like I said, I cross that bridge when I get to it. Just not at the moment. It was something regarding community service. Like I said, it's something down the line.
That'll be down the line. So your case manager will walk with you through the various stages of the program to make sure you have everything that you need, okay? And that you're on track. All right.
Yeah,
And
correct.
so did Mr. Reed talk with you about the contract?
Yes, he did.
All right,
Yes.
very good. And did he explain to you the benefits of completing the program?
Oh yes, yes,
Very
correct.
good. Did he also talk to you about the consequences if you fail to comply with the court?
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
We want the benefits. So let's do the benefits.
Yeah.
All right. Very
Right.
good. That's what we want to do. All right. Wonderful. Did Mr. Reed take the time to explain to you that I can amend that contract at any time? I'll give you notice and an opportunity to be heard, but I can amend it.
Yes, I understood that.
All right. Very, very good. And you understand that you're not doing everything all at once. We have some very focused things that we need you to do in phase 1, and that's going to be your outpatient treatment, your random testing without excuse, and you're already doing 12-step meetings.
Correct. I believe so. I'm not sure what 12-step meeting is, but I have to ask my counselor if I'm in it or doing that or not. I was doing whatever he tells me to do. So.
Okay. So Mr. Griffin, have some discussion with him about 12-step meetings. Okay. All right. Very good. And determine if it would be beneficial for him to start those immediately.
Okay,
if he's
Your Honor.
already in them, and then let the court know. Okay. All right. Very, very good. And so I have your commitment to work the program, Mr. Lamar.
Yes, you do, Your Honor.
All right. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to working with you. I did not hear the assessment level or the tool. Mr. Griffin, tell me what assessment tool did you use?
The needs assessment was, the needs plus was taken, Your Honor.
Okay.
He scored a 1 and a 2, which indicates as a low risk of criminal behavior.
So he's low risk?
Yes. Based on the needs plus.
Okay, so our program should be high risk, high needs, but here's what I'm gonna have you do. I need you to reach out once you get that release to the therapist for Henry Ford Behavioral Center, and let's find out what their assessment is. Mr. Morgan, we had some conversations about that subsequent to last week. Okay.
Yes, we did, Judge. We'll
So
check on that.
I need that assessment from the I'm just making a note to get assessment from Henry Ford regarding risk.
Okay. Mr. Griffin, can you email me that assessment? And that's from our court, right? Needs plus.
It's our court. Yeah, it's in part of the I'll send it out. You might have a copy of it because I think you sent it to me, but when I get back upstairs, I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Judge.
wonderful.
We'll check on that.
And then Mr. Lamar, I'm sorry, is there something you wanted to say?
Yes, no, would you meet with Mr. Griffin? Because I'm meeting with him tomorrow, Wednesday. You need some information from me, or just give it to Mr. Griffin, like as far as what he wanted, the assessment, or
Yes,
he will
okay, Mr. Griffin will circle back to you and you'll give it to Mr. Griffin, okay?
Okay.
Yes, all right. And so, Mr. Griffin, did you look to see if there were any other outstanding matters that Mr. Lamar had with 36th or any other court?
Your Honor, I had Ms. Drew run, and he had no outstanding tickets or anything. This was his first conviction. So no other outstanding tickets or anything with 36th District or any other court.
Okay, wonderful. Very, very good. And I did hear some things about going back to school. Did you tell him I'm going to harass him and all of those things? You already let him know? I see him shaking his head. You probably said something. The judge is going to harass you, man.
No.
But he said he really wants to get his bachelor, so he already started working towards it. So I think it's something that he looked forward to completing. So
Absolutely. I love it. Yes, I do. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. And so, Mr. Griffin, did you take the time to determine whether or not Mr. Lamar is, or if he's ever been a violent offender, and whether or not he is a substantial risk to the public?
Your Honor, per lien check and records check, he is not a violent offender. And at this point, he's not a risk to the community.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Then with that, Mr. Lamar, I welcome you to Drug Treatment Court. I look forward to working with you. It's hard work, but it's good work. And so we're here for you. Don't ever have a question that you don't ask, because, you know, there's going to always be consequences with respect to the choices we make, right? So ask, pick up the phone, drop into the courtroom, whatever you need to do, okay? We are here to serve. And so with that, Mr. Griffin, what's your next move for Mr. Lamar?
I'm gonna set him up. I'll be speaking with him in 2 weeks. I'll give him a next court date for 2 weeks, and I'll make sure he does have a future court date.
Right.
He said he can meet with his counselor on Wednesday. So after I get off this call, I'll make sure I touch bases with him to let him know exactly the paperwork that is required for our program, make sure he get a release signed and everything. But he's off to a good start. Like I said, when I first talked to him, the first day he got out of jail, he called me. So we had some discussions about some things to get him started moving.
All right. So for purposes of Ms. Drew on today, I'd like to give him a return to court date, understanding that for January, but understanding that he's required to be in touch with you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Still talk with you. And so, Ms. Drew, for purposes of the calendar, because I don't want it to go out that he's in warrant status.
Okay.
Let's give Mr. Lamar a court date for January. Do you have that date, Ms. Drew?
Let's do, what about January the 5th?
That works for me. Does that work, Mr. Griffin?
Yeah, I think the 5th is better than the 4th. I think we crowded on the 4th, so I think the 5th would be a little better.
All right, January 5th, 2021 at 9:00 a.m. All right, very good. But Mr. Griffin will circle back with you to let you know the contact that you all must maintain during that time. Okay, Mr. Lamar?
Okay. You said January 25th, correct?
No, January 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sir.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see me all the way on the 25th. What?
Okay.
No, Mr. Lamar. Everybody holding up 5 like no CDs. Right? All right, Mr. Lamar. Pleasure meeting you. And
Thank
I
you. Same as well, Your Honor.
Until the 5th, but if you need me, Mr. Griffin knows they know how to contact me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good. Perfect.
All right, very good. Take care, do well.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Griffin and Mr. Morgan, I have a couple of